One place where they don't have to worry about the dynamic between the front office and their coaching staff is New York. The Knicks, for the first time in a while, seem like they have some synergy between new head coach David Fizdale, Scott Perry, and Steve Mills in the front office. What they don't have is their anchor player. We don't know how long it's going to take Kristaps Porzingis to come back and recover fully from his knee injury that cut short his 2017-18 season. What are you hanging your hat on if you're a Knicks fan and trying to feel hopeful about not just this season but the future? Do you have to see Kevin Knox, become a Rookie of the Year candidate? Do you have to see, one of the holdover players, Frank Ntilikina? Do you have to see him become something much more special than maybe what he showed as a rookie? Where can you find the silver lining if you're a Knicks fan?
I actually wrote down best case scenario for the Knicks, and number one is no setbacks for KP. No, a smooth sailing as far as his rehab and recovery, and that he's 100% by next October.
Okay.
Forget this season. Maybe if he can play, okay, he can play. But
no rush, yeah.
And any part of this season, I do not see any scenario where this team makes the playoffs in the East, as bad as the Eastern Conference might be, in the 6, 7, 8 range. I don't see any scenario where that happens. There's just not enough talent on this team around. There's not much. So number one is no setbacks for him, and he's ready to go by next season. And after that, I think it's Ntilikina's development offensively, off the dribble. I think he's like an impact player already defensively, but offensively he's got a long way to go.
Yeah.
So you want to see a step forward in that way. You want to see, David Fizdale come in and, set a foundation, both offensively and defensively and culture-wise, and, set something up for the next few years where they can build off of, even if this is a 15 to 20 win season or whatever it is, as bad as it might be. And then, for Knox to translate some of his summer league success to regular season, and I don't think there's much pressure on him to do that. It's about getting his feet wet and learning the NBA. And then otherwise, I think it could be about, unloading a Courtney Lee or
right.
I don't know, figuring out what's going to happen with Joakim Noah, because, we know they have dreams of making a splash in free agency next year, but both of those guys have contracts that go beyond this summer. So that's, Courtney Lee has like $13 million in 1920, and Noah has $19 million. Is owed $19 million in 2019-20. So they can unload some of that, or come up with a buyout agreement with Noah to increase their cap space for next summer. I think that's obviously important to them.
So what you're telling me is, if I'm a Knicks fan, I just need to.
Don't worry about the wins and losses, please. Don't even think about the wins and losses.
Right.
I hate to tell a team, I hate when fans root for their team to lose. That's the one thing. Players go out there to win, and coaches are trying to win. So I don't like that aspect of, NBA basketball when fans are rooting for their team to lose. But I'll just say, don't worry about the wins and losses with this team. It's about Ntilikina taking a step forward, Porzingis getting healthy, Knox getting his feet wet, and maybe, if you can, set yourself up better for 2019 than you already are.
Right. I do feel like there's a reason to be hopeful if you're Knicks fans, because you do have finally it looks like you have some stability in structure in place in terms of the framework provided by your front office and the coaching staff. So hopefully they get a chance to build a solid foundation, even if, like you said, though, not be concerning yourselves with wins and losses.